Rehearsing is important for you and your band to keep your music attached to your spine. So when that show finally hits, you and your band can play that show and your songs from the back of your hand. But how would you feel about optimizing those rehearsals so that they become even more effective? I always thought that rehearsals were the fun part of being a band. You get to jam out with your mates and doing the one thing that you all can agree on is awesome. In that rehearsal space, you can all fantasize about all those rock star moments that is yet to come. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience with optimizing band rehearsals, both as a band and also as a solo artist, plus a financial bonus tip that will save you money on the long run. Let's start out with a full band. Your rehearsal time is precious, therefore you need to structure and plan out your rehearsals carefully. This can be done before hitting the rehearsal space, so you don't structure and plan while standing in a circle and the drummer is banging away on his drums in the background because he's impatient. Plan out what will be the agenda for each rehearsal, what songs will be the focus, and what part of the show that you're feeling is lacking. So you individually can rehearse your own bits from home before the full band rehearsal. When you are in the rehearsal space, stick to the plan that you've been created beforehand, so it won't risk being too overwhelming. We can only process so much before we start forgetting what we just worked on. Let's say if you're planning on rehearsing the transition between 3 songs. Stick to rehearsing those transitions so they'll stick to your brain like glue. Just because you learn a thing fast, it doesn't mean that everyone around you learned it just as fast. Give your band members a fair chance and respect if they're telling you that they might need a few more times to rehearse a certain bit. Now, you are about to meet for the next rehearsal day with a new structured plan. Before starting out with today's agenda, see if everyone remembers what you worked on during the last rehearsal by playing through those transitions, songs, or whatever you worked on the last time. The reason why I'm saying you should structure, plan, and organize your rehearsals is because if you meet up at rehearsals and no one is really sure what to do, it'll be a cluttered room of sounds, unconstructive ideas, agendas, and no one is really sure what to do. I bet you experienced that before. Before I'm moving on to solo artists, I would deeply appreciate it if you click that subscribe button so that I can keep giving you advice and we can enhance your music career together. Yeah. Solo artists should prepare a little different from bands. Of course, if you have a band that plays your songs with you, I would still include the band rehearsal process. Solo artists starts the process from home because you're in charge of the whole agenda, the structure, potential backing tracks, and the music sheets. Let your musicians know what songs and what music you want to rehearse on rehearsal day. Provide some music sheets with a chord progression, beats per minute, lyrics, and anything they might need to be able to prepare from home. This requires you to send it at least a week beforehand. Just to be fair, if you have backing tracks, make sure that all the technical stuff is working, prepared, and ready for rehearsal day. Spending time at rehearsals trying to fix technical issues is very counterproductive. Let's say if you hired musicians to play your songs, it will be very expensive to show up unprepared, and it's really unfair as well towards those musicians. So prepare and structure out your rehearsals. I can't stress this enough. Guys. Just show up prepared, okay? And if you really want to show appreciation for your fellow band members, show up with drinks. Like, everyone loves drinks. It's a winner every time. So, you should plan out your agenda for every rehearsal day beforehand. Structure it out and individually rehearse your own bits from home so that you will show up prepared for the agenda. Before starting the next agenda, you will play through the previous agenda. Hand out music sheets, beats per minute, chord progressions, lyrics, and prepare your potential backing tracks. Always test your technical equipment before rehearsal day. Respect your fellow band members by asking them if they need to rehearse something specific again. And for the love of stop playing if someone else is trying to speak. Oh, and bring cold drinks. The financial tip I want to share is for you who is paying a rent for a rehearsal space. If you aren't consistently rehearsing for a new upcoming tour or a recording for an album, and I mean this every single week, pack up your stuff, go home, and rehearse your own bits from there. Rehearsing with no planned event is like seeing an actor trying to rehearse for a play or a movie that is not happening. Rehearsal rooms on demand is a thing, and I would prefer it any day, because paying $300 a month for a rehearsal space that isn't necessarily a current must at your current time is insane. Rehearsal rooms on demand can be found for a fee of $45 a month, but you have to sign up for which days of the month you want to rehearse, because other bands and other artists are using the same room probably during the same month. Just a quick disclaimer, this is numbers that I pulled from the Danish system we have here. Like $300 a month for a rehearsal room here in Denmark is very common. And personally, as an artist for 17 years, I did that. And as soon as I found out you can actually have a rehearsal room on demand for like $45 a month, I quickly just packed up my stuff and moved there instead, because rehearsing every freaking week for nothing is insane to me. Only use rehearsal space, rooms, or whatever you want to call it, during time periods that is necessary for you and your band to actually rehearse for something, like a tour or a coming album recording. $3,600 a year is a lot of marketing potential being lost. In this video, I'm sharing more tips on how you can be smarter with your money as a musician. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Bye.